Here, we have some important vocabulary words to understand, each with its precise meaning. For example, expectantly means hoping for something good or exciting, while beckon refers to signaling someone to come closer. Grapple is about trying hard to solve a problem, and texture relates to how food or drink feels in your mouth. Cobble describes a surface made of small, round stones. Flimsy means something thin and easily torn, and attire stands for fine or formal clothing. Marvelous is used when something is extremely good or wonderful, and dynamics is the science of forces involved in movement. Moving on, we also need to put the events in Abdul Kalam's childhood story in chronological order. First, Abdul Kalam attended elementary school at Rameswaram. Then, many students struggled to understand Savasubramania Iyer's lecture. Afterward, a new teacher forbade Abdul Kalam from sitting with his Brahmin friend, which shows the social challenges he faced. Later, the teacher took the students to the seashore for a practical class. Abdul Kalam's determination grew, and he decided to study flight and flight systems. Finally, his teacher visited his home to share pride in his performance, and they celebrated their happiness with Polly. This sequence helps us appreciate the progression of his early experiences. Let's talk about the causes of Abdul Kalam's happiness. He was really happy because he scored full marks in mathematics and did well in other subjects like science, English, and Tamil. What made it even more special was that his mathematics teacher came to his house to personally share the good news with his family. Before going to school, Abdul Kalam visited two places. First, his Arabic tuition class, and then his mathematics teacher's house for a special class. He loved mathematics because he enjoyed learning about numbers, their rules, and patterns. He quickly grasped basic operations and liked tackling more complex problems. Now, about the new teacher. He was unhappy because he noticed that Ramanatha Sastry was a Brahmin and Abdul Kalam was a Muslim, and he didn't want them to sit together due to their different religions. This forced Abdul Kalam to split from his close friend and sit apart, which was difficult for him. Moving on to Savasubramania Iyer's class, the topic was how birds fly. He explained important concepts like lift, drag, wings, tails, and flight formations. When students told him they didn't understand, he didn't get upset. Instead, he arranged a practical lesson at the seashore so the students could watch birds flying and better grasp these ideas. Taking the students to the seashore was a fantastic way to help them see and understand flight dynamics beyond just theory. Here, we're focusing on joining sentences using two different ways to express contrast or unexpected outcomes. The first method employs although, which introduces a concessive clause showing that despite one fact, another is true. For example, although he is a millionaire, he lives in a simple house. The second method uses in spite of, followed by a noun or gerund, to convey the same idea. So, in spite of being a millionaire, he lives in a simple house. Each pair of sentences demonstrates this structure. Notice how both forms emphasize the unexpected or contrasting relationship between the ideas, like bad weather, yet the plane landed safely, or having an umbrella, but still getting wet. Understanding these patterns helps us create more complex sentences that sound natural and clear in English. Mastering these conjunctions will improve both your writing and speaking skills significantly. Here we have examples showing how to use conjunctions like although, in spite of, and even though to connect contrasting ideas within a sentence. For instance, you see that despite Lasa's extremely cold winter weather, millions of tourists still visit in January. This highlights how we can express surprising contrasts in a natural way. Similarly, in the sentence about the injured boxer, even though he was badly hurt in the first round, he managed to win in the third round. These examples help us understand how to combine two opposing facts smoothly. The exercise at the bottom provides more sentences where you complete the ideas using these conjunctions, reinforcing how to use them effectively to show contrast in everyday situations.